Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. It was a rainy day yesterday here in town, but that didn't dampen the spirits of dozens of local and state officials who gathered inside the current terminal at Barnstable Municipal Airport to, at long last, officially kick off the construction of a brand new 35,000 square foot terminal building. The milestone event came after 15 years of planning, negotiations, and delays, and it was marked, appropriately enough, with an actual stone, an engraved block of granite that will be built into the new structure. Before the stone was unveiled, a number of dignitaries shared their perspectives on the airport's past, present, and future. Today, we'll share some of those with you, beginning with an interesting history lesson from outgoing State Senator Rob O'Leary.
I got introduced to the history of the airport. I was interested because I am interested in history. I think I'm headed back that way on a personal level. I am interested in history, and this airport goes back to 1928. And Tip Top Farm. We're standing on Tip Top Farm. Mary Dunn's house was somewhere in the near neighborhood, a former slave, I guess. A really interesting story. Amelia Earhart was one of the early directors of this airport, and Dan, it was an $18 round-trip fare to Boston. So I think we need to kind of rediscover some of those old days. But one of the things that's been constant, this is really where I want to end, what has been constant, and the airport's obviously evolved and changed over the years, and it's gotten better, and it's a gateway to this whole region, and it's important not only to the town of Barnstable, but to all of the Cape and to the state and to the federal government. And that's the last point I want to make. As you look back on the history of this place, what's clear is that it's always involved a collaboration between the town of Barnstable, the village of Hyannis, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Cape Cod, and the federal government. The money's come from all three at different times. There's been a need to collaborate and cooperate, and when they don't, it doesn't work. And when they do, it works. So this is an instance where it's worked, and I congratulate all the parties involved, and congratulations to all of you for what's happening here.
The Barnstable Municipal Airport means a lot, not just to the town of Barnstable, but to me. Some of you don't know it. I grew up on the Tree Streets, Locust Street, and I remember knocking door to door 12 years ago when I first ran for office, and people were complaining about the airport and this and that. The only question I ever asked those people was, well, you know, the airport's been here for 55, 60 years. It just didn't happen overnight. So I'm proud of this day. There's been a few bumps in the road. It hasn't been as smooth as we would like, but the end result is we're going to have a beautiful state-of-the-art facility that we need here.
The town of Barnstable is very excited. This is a major engine in the economic revitalization of Barnstable, in the economic redevelopment. It's exactly what we need. We need to have the core of our town in good shape, and this is exactly what it takes to get it done. I want to thank our legislative body. I want to thank Senator Therese Murray and Bill Delahunt. This isn't something that just comes together without a lot of hard effort and perseverance, and it took teamwork. We need our team to keep working for us, because it's not an end, it's a beginning. And with this redevelopment, and we will continue to have the redevelopment of Barnstable and downtown area, and I'm looking forward to 1 year from now when we come in to open this facility. Thank you very much.
What's again remarkable about today is the success of what I call the intergovernmental and business partnership. We would not be standing here today if the federal, state, and regional governments, along with the town of Barnstable and Yarmouth, had not worked together. With regard to the new airport terminal, I particularly want to acknowledge the help of the state legislative delegation and the Mass DOT and its aeronautics division for trusting us to do the job and working with us to get the funding necessary for this new state-of-the-art terminal. It would not have happened without their help. Through funding grants, professional and legal advice, administrative, design, regulatory, operational, and management help, and also holding our feet to the fire, all tiers of government have invested in the future of this regional airport. And I also want to acknowledge the support of our business community, including our many wonderful tenants and operators here at Boardman Palando Field. Working together, we are one of the main economic engines for this region, and this will enhance all of our collective efforts in that effort. Looking forward, we plan on putting the new airport access road project out to bid within the next month. The new air traffic control tower will be substantially completed and ready for the FAA to begin installation of equipment in mid-April of 2011 and be certified and in operation by late summer of 2011. And the grand opening ceremony of the entire complex, we're hoping by October this month, next year, a year from today. It all proves again that teamwork and a great sense of community gets the job done, and I want to thank you all again for coming. Appreciate it.
The keynote speaker at yesterday's ceremony was Jeffrey Mullen, the Secretary and CEO of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, a crucial partner for the terminal project. Over $13 million of the $17.6 million project will be paid for by a Mass DOT grant. Let's listen in to some of the Secretary's comments.
Governor Patrick and Lieutenant Governor Murray ran for office in 2006 with a pledge to govern the entire Commonwealth, and this project is an excellent example of that. We are committed, he is committed, they both are committed to traveling up and down the Commonwealth and recognizing that we have issues outside of Greater Boston, funding projects and listening to people and solving issues all throughout the Commonwealth, and in nowhere is it a better example than right here at Barnstable Municipal Airport. So that's my first point. The second is that the governor has told me, has told Chris Willenberg, who's a terrific champion and without which we wouldn't be here today, that our job is to create jobs. And that the job in transportation right now in the economy that we have is to make the economy better. And one of the reasons why we are trying to do all that we can to spend stimulus money to invest in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is to create jobs to provide better service for tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to returning here in a short period of time to have better service for the Cape and Islands and for the entire region. Let me also say that you've got some terrific champions of transportation in the Cape trying to do just that, and I want to acknowledge publicly the terrific work that's not being done by Tom here at the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority to really further our transportation agenda, whether it's here at the airport, whether it's running buses up and down the Cape, whether it's working on the Cape Cod Canal Task Force that the governor asked him to take on and that he worked so hard with the stakeholders in the Army Corps of Engineers, or whether it's doing his day job or working on the Born Braves or whatever it is he does. I know exactly what he does. I know he does a lot. So I want to acknowledge his terrific service and thank you all for having me today. I look forward to coming back when it's all finished.
After all the speeches, it was finally time for the big foundation stone reveal. Here's Airport Commission Chairman Dan Santos.
Historically, over really the decades and centuries, many public projects, important buildings were documented or kicked off or just ceremonialized with a cornerstone, like they did with the cornerstone at the Provincetown Monument 100 years ago and many other public buildings. So we thought it would be a great idea here to, as a monument to the beginning of this construction, so that those in the future would know when and who started this project, that we would have a cornerstone of our own, or a foundation stone. And I have that to the right here, and we'd like to unveil that. And what I'd like to have is our speakers join me in donning our new baseball caps instead of hard hats, because we're indoors and we don't really need them, to unveil our ceremonial stone here. 1, 2, 3.
No board or committee meetings on the calendar for the remainder of the week this week, so that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.